And with that fabulous entrance, welcome to Stage 3. It is very possible to hit these centipedes with our full 5-hit combo, but their head needs to be inside our fist for that to work. So usually I just stick with the kicks just to be safe. Over here is another medallion which I still don't know what does. But we're going to keep collecting them until we find out, or until the game ends, whichever one comes first. Over here we have another new enemy. These things chomp at us or shoot what looks like steam out of their mouths. They can also be hit with our full 5-hit combo, but it's kind of finicky. Usually it works better when they're uphill from you. Please note that most of this strategy only pertains to blood because all of the characters have different combo animations. And if we turn around after we deal with these demon plants, we can enter a house for the very first time. It's possible to do this a few other times in the game, and this item we got, this ring, I didn't know what it did at first, but I found out that it acts as an extra life. I like the constant reminder of what stage we're in down in the bottom left. I'm not even sure what that's meant to accomplish. I guess it's a neat stylistic touch. Maybe that's what they were going for. That room to our left just would lead us back to the medallion we got earlier. These jingling creatures down here will spin at us a maximum of 3 times trying to stun us. It doesn't hurt that much, but, you know, it does stun us. We can actually hit them successfully with our 5-hit combo 100% of the time. Their jingling is a lot more annoying while you're actually playing the game than it is here because the game audio is way turned down, but I can assure you the jingling is very annoying. Maybe less so if you don't have headphones plugged in. These turtles up here are virtually indistinguishable from the ones in the very first stage. They act exactly the same as far as I can tell. As such, they are still susceptible to our full 5-hit combo. Now this imp creature, he's new. We can hit him with 2 hits from our fists, but the full 5-hit combo is likely to miss if he's downhill from us. So I tend to only partially do the combo. He actually has a 3-attack combo of his own, but you can interrupt him after the first attack in his combo. There's an optional goodie over here in this house. This stage has a lot of houses to walk into, but in this one we get some sort of equipable shoe item. And I don't exactly know what it does. It might make us jump a tad higher, it might make us run a tad faster, I have no way of knowing. Maybe it just makes us kick harder. There's a lot of things about this game I don't understand, but I understood enough to complete it, and that's what counts, right? It's also an incredibly easy game if you're okay with grinding. You can grind past all of the challenges, and the game isn't exactly that hard to begin with. We're still going to get through with the minimal amount of grinding, because I think that's the best way to stretch the game design and test its, elasticity. I have a theory that the reason they included the RPG mechanics was because they couldn't possibly design all 9 levels around 8 different playable characters. So to circumvent it, they simply made sure that it would be possible for everyone to get through the game as every character, as long as they didn't mind punching a few extra enemies. That's just my theory, though. That's what I think they did to the game design, because it makes sense, but they could have just added RPG mechanics because they felt like it. I have no way of knowing. This house up here has nothing in it, which is a shame. And around this corner there's another house with nothing in it. And up here there's a grass corridor with a whole ton of enemies that we really don't need to fight. But we're gonna punch a few anyway. And we'll meet a new enemy type in the form of this harpy moth. She spins 3 times just like the little bells do. But we can hit her before she even starts her combo. So we can just keep 5-hit comboing her infinitely. Alright, it's time for this stage's first mini-boss. Let's see what we got here. It's a chicken. The Cockatrice always starts the battle by charging directly at you, but after that it either pecks at you or swings its talons at you. It can actually be difficult to hit because the dang thing has such a longer range than you do. And right here, because I recorded this stage later than the others due to a save error, I'm trying to remember how to activate the fireball consistently. The trick is to wait a moment after you sidestep before you press back and punch. It may not seem like a huge deal, but it's definitely a way slower input than in fighting games. Like, if you played Injustice and then you came and played this, you would wonder why the button commands weren't working, and it's because you pressed them too quickly. But yeah, just spamming the fireball at the Cockatrice is the way to go. Make sure you stay at a medium distance or else it will spam its own fireballs at you. It's kind of a limited sweet spot, but you can find it. Would have been really embarrassing if I died here and had to use the extra life ring already. We're gonna want to save that. Or you could just go the entire game without using it, but there is a second one way later in the game, so maybe we'll use it before then. I did mistakenly say the first mini-boss of the stage when that was the only mini-boss. It's just that most of the stages have two, so it's very easy to get confused. Normally I would stop here and grind until level 15, so that way the upcoming stages would be physically possible. But instead I'm going to go through as I am right now, and I'll grind to level 15 later on a separate save file. If you're really determined and you're playing as Blood, grinding to level 15 here is the last bit of grinding you will ever have to do. Requires a lot of elbow grease though. Nah, I'm just kidding, I can't lie to you, there are exploits, and we'll see what those are later. We just got the key to the boss, and that means the boss is nearby, but there is an unexpected challenge up ahead. It's more platforming, but if we jump on the platforms we sink because our body is just too heavy. And this is the point where, if you're an American player playing a Japanese video game with no translation, you might be freaking out a little. But fear not, for I have the answer. Inside this very well hidden house right next to the platforms, there is a cape. And this cape enables you to jump on the platforms. Truly the most difficult of puzzles. It took me a solid half a minute to figure that out the first time. Granted, I spent most of that half a minute actually hitting the enemies. Timing the jumps for these platforms is rather easy. Remember that you can maneuver yourself while you're in the air, this is very important. You can't see your shadow, but you should still be able to make it. Easy peasy. Alright, well that didn't happen, and we totally made it on our first try. Up next is another corridor full of enemies. This time it's the plant monsters, but there is another harpy moth butterfly thing at the end. And she drops a full health recovery. Man, you know, I remember when I ran through this game the first time, there's something about exploring brand new 3D worlds that just gets to me. Especially ones that I've never seen anyone else complete. And hopefully a little bit of that feeling rubs off on you, because that's why it's called a Let's Play, right? We're playing this together, except I'm the one holding the controller, and no, you can't have it. Rose is notably the first time the characters make a consistent attempt at sidestepping your attacks. But aside from that, she's pretty easy. And like every character in the game, she's programmed to not sidestep some of your fireballs. So if you're patient enough, then just standing back and spamming those will work. She'll dodge a good few of them eventually, but after she dodges about 5 or 6, she'll go back to getting hit again.
ごめんな。鍵は俺がもらっとくぜ。マリー、絶対に諦めないわ。